Hi there. I'm Coach Valerie of Codependent No More, but today I am bringing you a different voice.
Foundation, my own sacred name. Living my life in your frame. Codependent no more.
Hi there. I'm Coach Valerie, and this is Codependent No More, but today I'm bringing you a different voice. This is Tony, and Tony went through my coaching program. So today he's here to share what that experience actually was like for him, the challenges, the breakthroughs, and the results. And my goal as a life coach is just to give you a real, unfiltered look at what's possible. So, Tony, thanks for being here. And let's start at the beginning. What did it feel like right before we started working together? And what was the specific struggle that made you decide to seek help?
Um, it was nervous. It was nerve-wracking. Um, I know I needed to make some changes because there was a
Mhm.
few things that was happening that I wasn't very proud of. I was letting certain behaviors continue that was pretty much hurting myself by letting those things continue.
Okay. Well, many people are afraid of going to a life coach because they think it's just talking.
Mhm.
If you was able to share with everyone, what was the one insight or one of the tools that actually shifted things for you during your coaching, and what was the real turning point?
Um, Pretty much to the putting my happiness first. Not worrying about how this person gonna feel before looking at how is this gonna affect me and how am I gonna compromise, myself when I want to say no by saying yes to them
Mm.
just to make them feel good. So it was basically putting myself first and definitely have to make that turn. I had to make that turn, even if I had to lose some people or whatever. As long as my happiness was first, then everything worked out the way it should.
I'm glad you said that. And just to piggyback off of that, for the listeners that's out there, when we talk about putting yourself first and losing people, we're not saying go out there and be mad and be mean to people. And if people don't do what you ask them to do, then you just block them or just
Yeah.
do away with them. We're just talking about certain patterns where you people please or you self
Mhm.
sabotage or even self sacrifice yourself for the benefit of other people when you take your life back and you say, you know what, I'm not going to keep doing these things for other people. There's got to be a balance. And I just wanted to throw that in there. Would you say you agree with that, Tony?
Oh yes, definitely. I definitely agree with that. It definitely has to be a balance. You
Yeah.
definitely have to do not be afraid to say no.
It's easier said than done, but
Yeah.
once you get the hang of putting your boundaries in place, it does becomes it becomes automatic. Codependency recovery isn't just about relationships. It changes everything.
Hmm.
How did this how did doing the work, doing the shadow work and the exercises that we did, how did it impact your sense of self, your confidence, or even your relationship with money or your own goals? How do you feel it helped you, or
Well,
how did it help you change things?
it benefited. It definitely benefited because it allowed me to really like put myself first more.
Mm-hmm.
I can't say I wasn't like neglecting myself, but I wasn't putting myself first more. I was always trying to help others, even at the benefit of hurting myself. But I was pretty much talking like, well, I do this for them. this the right thing to do, you know, not saying that, hey, I need this to be able to sustain myself or whatever, but
Mm-hmm.
no, I can help them. They don't have it or whatever. Making all kind of excuses, but making the right excuse that, nah, I cannot do this at this time is more
Mm-hmm.
beneficial to myself to withhold that help.
Do you feel like it changed any other areas of your life or anything
Oh
by
yeah,
going
it
through a lot
changed.
of the,
Oh
I'm
yeah, it
sorry.
changed. It changed because there was times when it was a time when I hit a bump in the road and there wasn't nobody to help me.
And you see it, right?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, when I tell you, and
Shit.
we as and you we go through that so much. We help everybody. We're there for everybody. We're doing everything for everybody. But when it comes your turn,
Yeah.
when you have a need, you can't find anybody.
Yeah.
All of that loyalty and sacrificing that you did for others, even I don't know about you, but I would actually take on the emotion. Like, oh my gosh, if you have an urgent need, then it becomes urgent to me too. Would you say
Hmm.
that for yourself?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, like if somebody
Definitely.
call and be like, "Hey," I'm like, "Oh my gosh!" As soon as I hear you know, the cry, I'm there. But
Yeah. One thing
codependent
that,
no more.
yeah, I didn't mean to cut you off. One thing that was getting me was I would look back at something that they may have done in the past and be like, okay, I got to help them because before they did this or they did that, so I must help them. Not noticing the pattern of I was becoming a crutch to that person or to those people. So once I realized that, you know, by using the techniques and everything I learned through my coaching, I was like, man, I can't be that crutch no more. No more. So I'm gonna have to say, nope, not this time. I ain't gonna be able to do it.
I love that. And actually, you know, because I'm not gonna keep us long and I want to make this a very quick video for everyone just to get I just want everybody to just to hear and I appreciate you taking the time to do this. One last thing I just want to ask, and you've already said it, but I think maybe me as the coach, I just want to hear it again. But just looking back, and you already said it, you said it just did, but I like it so much. Looking back, what would you say is the biggest difference between who you were then and who you are now? And what can you do now that you couldn't do before?
I'm telling you, with, with the tools I learned from the coaching, being able to say no, put myself first, and not feel bad about it. Not feel bad about it.
I love it.
And you know, it helped those who understood, they understood, they
Mhm.
didn't feel slighted. But then there was some that felt slighted because the no train had stopped, because the
Mm,
yes train had stopped.
okay.
And so they moved on, which was
Oh,
fine with me.
looking for, I like to say
Exactly.
sucker, right?
Yeah, which was fine with me
hmm
because that let me know that okay, they was just basically using a person. They was basically just using me. That's how I felt. And
I
others,
don't,
they was like, okay, okay, I understand, I understand, I understand. And they didn't change, you know. And eventually they stopped coming and
hmm
asking
hmm
because they started to listen more and understand where I was coming from. Like, you know something, you're right. I just can't,
hmm
you can't constantly be my go-to for this and that. I gotta start doing for myself.
I know I said that was the last question, but I did forget. I wanted to add this one there. This is a question I want to ask specifically because you are male. You are a very masculine male at that. How did it feel working with a woman? Because there are times when people feel like she's a woman coach. Why would I go to her? Could you elaborate on that a little bit? And I know this is something I just thought of off the top of my head. So, just talk about how did it feel? Did you feel embarrassed? Did you feel you could let your hair down? No pun intended.
Yeah. No, I didn't feel embarrassed at all. Felt very comfortable. Um,
Good.
you know, you made the setting comfortable. The conversation was comfortable. Everything. It did not seem like you was trying to like psychoanalyze me or anything like that. So that made it very comfortable. Um, because sometimes we don't want to go through like be like, oh, this therapy. I'm not fooling with this.
I'm not a therapist. Yeah.
It's nothing like that. Nothing
Hmm.
like that at all. And it was very comfortable. And it kept me engaged, gave me the homework assignments to do on my own. So a lot of it was just, prodding me along with the coaching, but I had to do a lot of the work myself,
Yeah.
which was a big help because it gave me more of a being involved in my change and everything instead of someone saying, you go do this, you go do that.
Well, thank you, Tony, so much for your honesty. If you're watching out there, if Tony's story resonated with you, if you are tired of the same old patterns and you're ready for some real change, and if you just don't feel like it's possible, but you want to give it one more try, reach out to me. I have a free consultation where you can go to my site. You can register for the consultation. There's an intake form there. It gives me a little bit of information about you, and I'll schedule it. And next thing you know, we can have a conversation to see if we're the right fit, and we'll just go from there. But you got to take the first step. You got to click the link, and I look forward to talking to you. Thanks, Tony. Thanks so much for being here.
You won. Bye.
All righty. Have a great one.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
Codependent no more. These boundaries aren't walls, they're just my design.